Here's the reality of fight sports that you have to come to terms with, but you don't want to. Getting punched at is always going to give you those blinky responses, and that impedes you in so many ways. If you could get rid of that, think of how much more you could block and slip and even counter. But the truth of the matter is, even somebody like myself, who's been doing this for almost my whole life, if I go into fight camp and I do my whole camp and then I take a break, and then I come back after a month or two and I start getting punched at again, I have those same like, blinky responses. It's just natural. So how do we get rid of that? How are we going to drill out of our brain that innate fear which we have about getting punched in the face? And everybody, please keep in mind, it is the last week that you can get registered for my Strike Ready Takedown course, where we focus on sweeps and throws and you learn how to dominate in the clinch or when you catch kicks, and how to escape and stop getting thrown yourself. Next Monday, the course starts. On Sunday, the doors close. You cannot get registered to get access to these 25 videos and the 3 live calls, which we will have over 5 weeks. I look forward to seeing everybody there. Well, the very first thing that you can be doing, this is so important, is recognize in general, when a shot comes at me, where am I getting hit? And if you're somebody who stands up right like this when you fight and you're getting punched right there in the nose every time because your head is not tucked, yeah, you're not gonna like that. You're not gonna wanna get punched. So very first thing, realize that if you are doing some sort of sparring session and you can choose to tuck your chin to your chest, therefore most shots will go off your forehead as opposed to hitting you flat in the tip of the nose. Like even if it hits you in the nose and you're like this, at least it's catching you up here as opposed to there. Much less sensitive. So even that small adjustment is going to help you so much. But what are other training tools that we can utilize to get rid of this fear? Well, one of my favorites is just this. It looks so simple, right? We got the tennis ball, we got the hat, we got the string connected right here, and we're just bouncing this with our fist. Now, it doesn't generally come back and hit me in the face. Most of the times, it's just gonna kind of come back to about chest level. But when I start hitting this, occasionally, yes, I am gonna have a shot that comes and bites up towards my face. And once you can lock your eyes on this tennis ball and not have that fear, not have that blink, you're gonna catch it every time. And this is the same thing with fight sports. If I see shots coming, I block them. Therefore, I'm less fearful. But as soon as I get hit and then I start blinking, I get hit more. And it's just a vicious cycle. So this is something great to start off and just start training to build confidence. Confidence is key. Now, most of our fear comes from us not knowing what somebody else is going to do. If I take a glove and I just kind of go like this because I'm in complete control, I don't blink once. But if I give this glove to somebody else and they do the same thing, it's going to be very hard for me to not just keep my eyes locked, and I'm gonna wanna be blinking away. So get somebody else occasionally to take a glove. They don't even have to put it on. They just hold it and they just do this. Sometimes they'll touch you, they'll move it around to different spots, and your job is just to be laser focused and realize that, okay, when I do get touched, my eyeball didn't fall out, I didn't get knocked out. Yes, I can deal with this. And again, we start building confidence. Now, I saw something interesting from Buakaw one time when he was giving his suggestion on how to stop blinking. And he said, okay, get some water, put that water on your fingertips, and flick the water into your eyes. And even on that first one there, I had that initial, oh, what the heck? And then you just learn, okay, yeah, I don't have to be scared. And you just get those little water droplets. And it's the same idea of having a glove come at you, but I think a glove is a little bit more realistic and a little bit scarier than little droplets of water, but still this is something you can do by yourself and you don't know, is the water droplet gonna hit me here or here? Is it gonna go right in my eye? And either way, you are gonna be challenged on just keeping that confidence level up that this is not gonna hurt me. And yes, that is a hard thing to do. And that's one of those main things which we want to train. But again, keep that chin tucked, get one of those reflex balls attached to the hat. that whole situation, you guys know that I already have a video on my channel that you can follow along with. You can do your own training, you can have somebody else help. But once you develop that confidence, which is absolutely key, you will start having so much more success in your defense, therefore your counters, therefore your overall game is gonna sharpen up. So that is it, everybody. If you can get those small little tips and start engaging them in your training, I just really believe that you're gonna have more success with your sparring and that confidence to stop blinking. There are so many other things we can do to train this aspect, but really, those are the building blocks, the fundamental keys. And remember, if you get hit here as opposed to there, it makes it so much easier. So be aware of your stance. Be aware of little changes that you can make to avoid getting smashed right in the nose.